2 because the first one we had some malfunctions. So luckily we don't have a script, and we'll get a new set of jokes and new set of entertainment.
Yeah.
So we'll have 2 sets, and I can't even play the first one for you as a highlight reel because there was no sound. Actually, I probably sound better with that sound.
Nobody likes the sound of their own voice.
All right, first, foremost, the most important question. How much pumpkin spice have you had in your life? Has made it's October now, so actually I should be asking that, what, in August?
You know,
They moved up.
If I gave an honest answer, I would really open myself up to criticism. But I've had a few iced pumpkin spice lattes from Starbucks. They're really good. But you had to add a shot. I like to make it a little bit more potent.
A shot of what?
Espresso.
Espresso.
It comes with 2. I like to have 3.
Okay.
You know, dial back the sweetness a little bit. It's good.
All right.
A little hint of pumpkin is delicious.
You know, the only time I do Starbucks is when I have a gift card.
Oh,
We
yeah.
we randomly have them laying all over the house.
Yeah, we get Starbucks gift cards every holiday, I feel like.
Yeah,
So,
and my wife Jen's being a teacher,
Mhm.
so they give, and she doesn't really go because by the time she gets to school and goes to pick up the kids, she never goes to Starbucks. So
It's a daily stop for me. Come through Dunkirk, I stop in, my mobile order. I walk in, they go, "Hi, Timothy," grab it, and then I leave.
Not even Timmy.
For some reason, Starbucks has my government name.
That's my government name.
Yeah. So it's "Hi, Timothy."
That's wonderful. So I've had 0. I don't really do pumpkin. The wife does pumpkin.
Yeah.
I'm an apple person. Cinnamon and apple. I grew up in way western PA where apples were everywhere. Actually, Chesapeake Bounty now has got
I think
some delicious apples.
Spin Zone. I think apple and cinnamon smell is more applicable to fall than pumpkin is.
I see. I'm with you. That plus pumpkin smells terrible. Like, it tastes good, but it smells like
It doesn't
death.
have a good smell.
Yeah, it
the
smells
apple and cinnamon smell is fall for me.
so delicious.
Yeah,
And as a matter of fact, as a realtor, they say, you should have like the baking the apple pies before open houses and showings and stuff.
That's the classic.
It is. Yeah. They even say like take a couple of apples, put it in like a pan of water, put it in the oven, and let it roll at a low temperature for a little while.
Let it ruminate.
Mm-hmm.
Put it on the windowsill like Snow White.
Yeah.
Something.
Aunt May or Aunt B. What's the show? I can't remember now.
I don't know.
Aunt Mabel.
Yeah. I haven't had a pumpkin beer yet.
That's probably for the better. Let's stick to the
Oktoberfest.
The Marzens. Those ones are pretty good. I think I'll stick that way.
Agreed.
Let's talk about real estate. Yeah.
What about
we're here for the real estate. So we're seeing all kinds of crazy stuff. We're going to talk about 2 1s, 2 10s, 2, what are they called?
2-1 buy downs.
2-1 buy downs. And before we even get to that, I'd like to talk to you about closing help. Well, it's got a lot of names. Closing help,
Seller concessions, seller contribution, all those things.
They're back.
Those 2 ideas actually sort of tie into each other, sort of. So let's start with seller concessions. We're at a point in the market now where you're not having to pay $10,000, $20,000, $50,000 above list price,
which is good,
in cash to buy a house. So you might have to pay list price, but with that comes the possibility of negotiating seller concessions. We're seeing it a little bit more often.
Yep.
And what that is it's basically a credit towards your bottom line toward the closing costs. Now, some of them are fixed closing costs. You have your title fees, you have your transfer taxes, you have, but then you have your loan-related fees, appraisal fee, and things of that sort.
Which are outside. Well, no, the appraisal can happen. Can happen within, right?
It's technically on the mortgage side because a lot of times you need an appraisal to obtain your mortgage. Other times you don't need an appraisal, depending on the.
Well, you can pay it outside of or in with the closing costs, right?
So here's one thing.
Yeah.
It's very rare that we charge for an appraisal up front. Some companies do, but we don't. So that's why I lump that into final closing cost.
Sorry, I mean to cut you off there. You were rolling, but
that's all right. No,
I do get that a lot. That question happens a lot.
It's a good question.
Yeah.
It's a good question. I think the spirit behind it is some lenders make you pay for the appraisal up front because then they hook you, and you can't go anywhere else. So, but then you also have your preferential things like buying down your interest rate. Which is sort of an added fee,
which is coming
that we
nowadays.
Always talk about to try to maybe benefit your numbers. So that, and the spirit behind discount points and buying down an interest rate is similar to a 2-1 buy down, but it's taking it a step further. So what a 2-1 buy down does is it takes your market rate today. Let's say it's 6.5%.
6. I like 6 better.
Okay, 6. Yeah, I like 6 better too. Start at 6. For the first year, your interest rate is 2% lower than the market rate. So you start at
Okay,
4% for the first 12 months.
Even better.
Then it goes up 1% to 5%
After that first year?
For the second year,
Okay.
second 12 months. So now we're 24 months in, and you've paid 4% for 12 months, 5% for 12 months, and then you're at 6% in year
Third
3 through 30. And over that 2-year stretch, you will be in sort of an incubator with our company to try to refinance you out of that loan structure if rates fall. So
When rates fall.
When rates fall.
I mean, it's 6.
They will fall.
They will. Just whether or not it's low enough.
How low they fall is the
Yeah.
question.
Yep.
Yes.
Okay.
So you're basically giving yourselves 2 years before it hits what the higher market rate is, before so that you can try to refinance.
Which you know you can afford the 6% because that's what you're approved for. So you know you can do it.
Correct.
It's not risking your life or risking your budget or anything like that. Yeah.
On a mortgage side, we qualify you at 6%, not 4.
Yeah.
Back in the day, pre-2008, that was one of the benefits of a 2-1 buy down, is they would qualify you on the teaser rate.
Yeah.
Which got people in trouble. But you have to qualify on the final rate with this particular program. And the benefit to this isn't necessarily if the buyer pays for it themselves. It's if they get a seller concession to pay for it or get a builder to pay for it. So that they're basically buying down your rate for you and then giving you 2 years to try to find some long-term solution.
Yeah, so essentially you're going to take some of that closing help, put it aside into wherever. And once you're ready to buy down that refi, you take that money that the seller gave you, use it so it doesn't cost you any additional money.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's clever.
And it's a little bit different than an adjustable rate, an ARM, in that an ARM can adjust multiple times over and above the 2 that this would. But this, at least you know exactly when it will and exactly where it's going to go to.
Let's do ARMs because people are scared to death of ARMs. Now, ARMs can only go up or down a certain percentage too. Is that correct?
You have margins and caps. It can only go up a certain percentage per adjustment period. It can only go up every so often according to the structure of your ARM, and it can only go up a certain amount over the life of the loan. So that's what your caps are. If you say 225 caps or 215 caps, that's what it's outlining, is how often can it increase, how far can it increase, and how much can it increase per adjustment period.
So if you're somebody that gets like step increases, obviously you don't want to be paying a higher interest rate, but if you do get a step level job, you could be prepared for it.
Correct.
In the worst case scenario.
And adjustables are a little bit more common in the jumbo arena when you're borrowing
big money
over and above the conforming loan limit.
Jumbo is, just for the audience.
Well, so we're
kind
of in a weird time right now.
In general,
we're honoring conforming loans up to $700,000. It was $647,200 as of last year, but they just kind of started saying we'll honor it to $700,000. Above that would be jumbo.
There you go.
In most areas, in Calvert, we are a high cost area.
Yeah, we are.
So actually, in Calvert, the conforming loan limit is in the $900,000 range. We haven't had any updated figures for next year, so you can almost borrow up to $1 million and be conforming in Calvert specifically.
So you need to go jumbo loan if you're buying $1 million house after you talk to me.
Correct.
Because if you're buying $1 million house, I probably should be your first stop.
Yeah, Billy loves that.
Or you can do the arms and wraps and so forth and kind of mix up the type of loan you're getting.
Correct, yeah. And non-conforming products, we have some pretty competitive ones here at First Home. We're lucky that we have great pricing for those types of programs. And these adjustables, or even a 30-year fixed with non-conforming jumbo programs. So if you're one that's going to be buying in that $1 million to $2 million or beyond price range, and you have the money to put down, there's some good options for you.
So in general, what we're seeing is a shift with the rates kind of going up a little bit. Before you and I were sitting down trying to prepare buyers to pay over amounts. We were getting people in 2s, 2.5s, refinancing. Now I like this better, shifting into a planning for the next 5 years of your life. Where are you going to be in the next 5 years? Because that's where you're going to be. We're getting some very serious buyers that really want to settle down, settle into our area, enjoy where they're at, and so forth. I'm sure you got some programs for investors because right now the stock market and cash may or may not, I'm not an investor or financial planner, be the best place to park your money. So I'm sure you're getting some investors coming to you as well and things of that nature.
We actually have a brokered fix and flip program that's pretty attractive. So if you're one that's looking to fix and flip a property, we have a program that is very attractive, 12-month interest only type loan, and allows you to finance in some of the some of the repairs, sort of like a renovation or construction loan.
Yeah, it sounds like a construction loan when you
But
mention it.
it's something that's very recent that we rolled out as a partner with us, and I'm excited about that too. I was gonna maybe dig in a little bit deeper with that on our next month's video.
That's fine. Yeah, next month's fine because we were. Well, I have experience with both the long term and then now we have some short term rentals, so I can speak on behalf of that for a while because I got mixed into both of them.
Mm-hmm.
One is so far a little more fun than the other, so we'll talk about that next month. Teaser. So I think that's it. We're planning long term. There's a lot of programs that help people get themselves set up to avoid having to pay like higher interest rates, settle in. And if you're going to be here for the long haul and commit yourself, the programs that are rolling out now are really for you.
I would just suggest, and I think we talked about this earlier, if you are somebody who has that on your horizon in terms of buying a home, talk to us very early on in the process because it allows time for us to dig into all these different options. Is a 2-1 buy down something you're interested in? Structuring your loan and numbers. If you're one that finds a house on Saturday and you're not pre-qualified yet and you're reaching out to me to do it on the fly, we can do that. But those types of conversations sort of fall to the wayside because we're more focused on just getting it done and getting a pre-approval letter. Do it early. Give yourself some time so that we can have deeper conversations. It's way important right now.
Yeah, usually the way I do it, and I don't know if all the realtors are the same, but I'll do that first meeting sometimes at the house because you can get some really specific questions. People think of things while physically seeing the inside of the house. Yeah. And we have much better conversations than we would in like an office where you don't have the stimulus of, the back patios and kitchens and things that help people think, oh, I forgot I really need this in my life. It really helps.
That makes sense. Yeah.
But after that first one, really, we would need to qualify because if you find something you love and we get beat out, you'll be angry at me and yourself that you didn't get the house you're looking for. So we don't want to do that. It's just a better use of your time. We're all super busy. I want to make sure we don't lose out on a house and we're using your time effectively.
Yeah, call us early and often, for sure.
And then last thing is we have the pumpkin thing. Tomorrow.
Will and Veronica's northbound Route 4, Owings, Dunkirk.
It's right on the edge.
I think it's Owings.
I think it is Owings, but it's real close.
Yeah.
But you come in, you bring in a costume, and we're going to give those to underprivileged children that don't have costumes, and we'll give you a pumpkin, and you get the pumpkin, you decorate it up, submit it. It's funny, while we were talking, we got a submission already. Oh. From somebody from last year.
That's awesome.
So they already, and it looked really cool. It was a snake from Slytherin. It looked awesome.
Very cool.
So we're starting to get the submissions already because people are used to the contest. Mm-hmm. Tag us, please. And then we, the 26th, we cut off all the admissions. We make a little flyer, and then you can go in through and you can vote for the rest of the week. We're going to do adult and kids this year because last year the categories really weren't fair.
Oh.
The adult really crushed everybody. So we probably should do like a 12 and under. So it'll be two categories.
That one was sick.
It was awesome. It was the eyeball one. Yeah. It was kind of cool. And you didn't know this, fun fact. The same family that won the pumpkin won the chili cook-off.
Talented people.
They should be making their chili out of the pumpkin.
Pumpkin chili? No. I'm cutting it off there. We can't do that.
So, they've been following us around doing our events. But anyway, so Saturday we'll do that. If you don't come, you don't get a pumpkin, you can still enter the contest. It's still going to be going on. Maybe you buy your own pumpkin. Maybe you're just whatever. And then after that's the cornhole. Mm-hmm. And all that money goes to Project Echo, which is one of our favorite very local charities. And then, of course, Christmas parties after that. Christmas party is very exclusive. I can't tell you where or when or how because you need to be personally invited. That's a VIP situation right there.
Yep.
Sorry.
It's like a speakeasy. Don't
show
up without a password.
We should really put up a speakeasy around here. Does your investment the renovation loan does speakeasies?
I don't know if I have a commercial version. I'll have to look into that.
It could be like an old barn and you have to knock 3 times and say the magic word. If you're an investor and you're listening to this, we're doing a speakeasy made out of a barn. Call me.
Sweet. No pumpkin beer.
Tim, how do people follow you to ask them questions and things they need?
Loans with Tim. Loanswithtim.com. On social media is Loans with Tim, or just my name, Tim Sisson. There's not too many people named Tim Sisson, and there's only one mortgage loan officer named Tim Sisson.
There's not too many people named Tim Sisson with the face. Because, they're looking at your face right now. Yeah, that's the face. So
you'll find me. Just search my name, 443-624-0235. That's my cell number. Text me. You can always text. Yeah.
There you go. And I'm just as easily found. My name, Billy Sammons, Instagram, and the Facebook. And the Live Local team's got a lot of good stuff on their Facebook page. That's who we are. And even better than that is Live Local MD, also Instagram and Facebook, for anything and everything that you want to know about the local businesses and what's going on in our community. We also have, it's our passion project. So you can learn more about that and all the cool stuff we're doing. www.livelocalmd.com too. So everything's in there. We have all kinds of things, and it's just we do charity events, passion project events. We just do fun stuff.
Yeah.
We get a law enforcement lunch coming up.
That's Tuesday. Yeah.
Teacher lunches. We're lining those things up too. It's just we just love being part of the community. It's
It's
fun.
fun. I enjoy
Yeah,
it.
that's
Like
good
going out
time.
and seeing people.
You can sell houses and buy houses. It's all cool, but unless you're helping the people that live in the community you're selling the houses in, then it's kind of an empty thing.
And all of it revolves around food and booze. Which
We
is awesome.
rarely have anything that doesn't have beer and food. Rarely.
It's so fun.
Because I mean, you have to.
I'm a big fan of food. I love food.
We will say a foodie.
I won't call myself a foodie because
Um.
that makes me feel like I'm like some sort of upper crusty. Like I like any from Taco Bell to
You can't do Taco
Tomahawk-
Bell. You gotta do
Tomahawk steak.
Kay's Lunchbox
Yeah.
or Aztec. He's good too.
If I'm in Prince Frederick, I'm at Kay's.
Kay's
for
is
sure.
good. She's the one doing the teacher or the police law enforcement one
It's awesome.
because she's already down there anyway.
I want some cucumber lime water stat. So good. Her flan and the flan.
The
is so
flan
good.
is really good.
Yeah,
You're
it's
right.
Fantastic.
It's Mexican food that actually tastes like Mexican food, which is amazing. Sir, as
Thank
always, let's
Till
have
next
fun.
month.
And yeah, next month I'll get the mics to work so we don't have to do this twice.
Yeah, we could project.
I really am curious now, though, which of the jokes carried over. We should have. It'd be nice to have a side by side to see which ones carried and which ones were reinvented. But we'll never know because
We'll compare.
Yeah.
We'll see which ones we duplicated.
we'll see you guys again next time in November.